You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
On YouTube.
Good morning, everybody. What's up? Welcome to this little mini show, I guess. The morning shoot. I'm thinking about calling the show the morning shoot, you know? But I think putting shoot in the title might demonetize it, so I'm not really sure. I might have just gotten demonetized right there just for saying shoot. I'm not really sure. PWPNation.com is where you can get all your wrestling news. Check out PWPNation.com. And, of course, the supporters of our show, WrestleCrate.com. You can get the WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com. Use coupon code Joe Sent Me. You'll get 10% off of your WrestleCrate. And you'll love it. It'll be like McDonald's. You'll love it. Or Burger King. I don't even fucking remember whose slogan that is. I don't know. I forget. But shout out to all the viewers who've been supporting the show, too, keeping this thing going. The reason why we do this is because of you. Luke Harper branching out in acting, talking about ambitions to act and being in wrestling still and things like that. A lot of news articles, WrestleZone.com, a couple other websites covering that, as well as PWPNation.com. And, you know, it's just weird to hear somebody who should be in the prime of their career just fucking tearing it up in the WWE. You know, start kind of branching off to talk about, you know, please kill the music, please. You know, talk about acting, talking about going to do these other things, this thing, that thing, the other thing. And it's like, why would you be talking about this? You know what I mean? You are seriously, you should be a wonderful big man, singles competitor guy, you know? I would say that if Luke Harper was allowed to go out there and just tear it up, you know, and wrestle for titles and stuff like that, that as a big man, his size, that he would definitely probably be, you know, because I don't like a lot of big guys who wrestle, you know. A lot of times they seem one-dimensional to me. You know, he could rival, I mean, he wouldn't rival, but he could, you know, become somewhat below the Undertaker, you know what I mean? He could be on that sort of level without the character. He doesn't quite have the Undertaker's character. There'll never, ever, ever, ever be another Undertaker, I don't think, or anything like it. There can just only be one Undertaker. But I mean, as far as big men go, you know, I can't think of, you know, I mean, Kane, when he was in his prime, Kane could do some pretty cool things sometimes. You know, now it's kind of, he's too sluggish and stuff like that. But Luke Harper really could be that new Kane, new Undertaker, you know? And again, you know, he's not going to be better than that, but I mean, he had some ability, man. He threw himself around that ring. He really had some pretty decent matches. He had some good matchups. He had some good chemistry with Daniel Bryan. He's had some good chemistry with the Usos. He's had some good chemistry with some of the other guys, too. I think he had good chemistry with Roman Reigns. I'm sure he would probably have some pretty damn good chemistry with AJ Styles if we could get in there with him. And he hears someone, you know, talk about, oh, acting and what I could do beyond wrestling and stuff like that. Just such a waste of time. Waste of time for him. Waste of his wrestling ability. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I do hope that, you know, he can have a decent career and then all of a sudden be able to go in acting. I mean, that'd be pretty goddamn cool. But come on. I mean, this guy could be better than this. He could be better. Nobody in the WWE right now is living up to their maximum potential, and that's the problem. And whether that's their fault, the writer's fault, or whoever's fault, mostly I think it's the writing's fault. But with the booking, you know, the booking decisions sometimes are messed up, but sometimes the booking decisions are good. But the writing in the WWE is just the one thing that's just atrocious. But, of course, how he's being booked as well. Shout out to the weekly leaderboard, the weekly donators who have been donating during live shows. Right now, Brian Himmelfarb's in the lead. Schleppy's in second place. Renegade Joe Compton in third. So shout out to those three leaders. Also, honorable mentions here, of course, up to number 10. The Goon, D. Moon, Scott McKinnon, Joe Cronin's Cock Must Win, Schleppy, Bry Guy, and Shell. Thank all you guys, big time. And everybody thanks you because you're the ones that keep these shows going, make us do this, and essentially the show's sponsored by you today. And everybody else who dropped even $1 on a show. Thank you guys very much. And really just not a lot of good wrestling news today. I was just peering around looking at wrestling news, and I kind of, at one point I just went, like, what is this? I mean, we got Fastlane coming up here, though. I mean, that's what we're, you know, obviously that's what we're looking to talk about. Later on, we're going to do a, you know, our predictions video on that, probably, maybe live. I don't know if it's going to be live or whenever we're going to do it. But I think am I crazy? I mean, Fastlane is tonight, right? I've had to look this up a couple times because I've just been thinking like, damn, is Fastlane really tonight? Yeah, it is. It's tonight at 8 o'clock. Like I can't keep forgetting. And we'll go over that if I can. The WWE Network app is in my way right now, just pissing me off. I'm trying to look at the card. You know what it is? It's the WWE website. It's just all jittering me all over the place and screwing up. There we go. Love the AJ Styles clip. Anything with AJ Styles on the poster. Okay, I got the Fastlane card pulled up, and I'll give you a quick little rundown of what I think in a little while. Where's the Fastlane card? There it is. Okay, you had to click on some bullshit thing to get into the card. It's a really tiny card. It's a Fastlane is like a nothing pay-per-view at this point, a nothing event, and that's just too bad. But I'll give you my quick rundown of what I think maybe happened at Fastlane tonight, perhaps, and we'll talk about it right now. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. We'll talk about it. Okay, so in this video we will talk about it, and then of course we'll probably do a predictions show a little bit later. I hope to do one live. WWE tryout attendee pleads guilty on child pornography charges. You remember that last March, James Rude Boy Riley was arrested on child pornography charges. He was busted after New York Police Department found the images on his iPhone. How did they find them? I mean, I don't even know. He was arraigned on charges of promotion and possession of sexual performance by a child. It made $3,500 in bail. Riley has also reportedly uploaded some of the photos to his Google and Tumblr accounts. That's fucking weird. Riley pleaded guilty to the charges on Wednesday to the felony count possessing a child sexual performance by a child. That sounds gross. I can barely read that without throwing up all over myself. A performance? Like, can you really, like, should that word really be used? Like, that's gross. A sexual performance? Ugh. What the hell? Dude, what the hell? That is so gross. Well, let's follow up on our situation with Rich Swann. He did write the other day. We covered this after he said like he was, gonna be taking all these indie bookings, and he was scared to get back into wrestling after so much time off. He said, "Damn, I lost the dream job. Well, even though I'm gonna be blown up as fuck, I can't wait to wrestle again." And then he said, "After all the bookings I've taken, I'm so scared to step in the ring, but I can't wait." But apparently they say WWE Cruiserweight Rich Swann on Twitter and was apparently considering retiring from pro wrestling after finishing up his advertised appearances. According to F4W Online's daily update, Swann has now pulled himself from all of his scheduled appearances. That would include his crash appearance in Mexico and everything during WrestleMania weekend. The report says Swann is discouraged by the reaction he's received. In mid-December, Swann was arrested and charged for false imprisonment, kidnapping, and misdemeanor battery, touching or striking, after an incident with his wife, who currently works for Impact Wrestling as Su Yung. Swann was driving a car with Riggs and apparently began to critique her performance at a wrestling show earlier in the night. Swann supposedly got angry, and Riggs jumped out of the car because she was worried that the argument was going to escalate. Swann allegedly stopped the car in traffic and yelled to her to return before putting her in a headlock and dragging her back to the vehicle. The car was apparently not in park, and it crashed into a telephone pole. Swann denied physically touching Riggs, and the couple reconciled shortly after. Wow. Swann and the WWE mutually parted ways last month. I don't know. I don't understand this whole thing. First of all, what was he doing? If he put her in a headlock, why would you do that? If he didn't put her in a headlock, why are they saying he put her in a headlock? Why did she jump out of the car and knowing that this could ruin his career do this? Why would he, knowing that he could ruin his career or have some sort of backlash because of this, get involved in it? Why did he even get mutually released for this anyway? Why is he going to be blown up when he takes indie bookings? Is it because he just wasn't even exercising for like 3 months? I don't know. Why would he book all these indie appearances? Why would he then cancel all these indie appearances? Just, my head, it wants to explode for this guy because it just seems crazy. And based on this erratic behavior, I'm pretty concerned about the guy. Very strange. And he's in a really bad spot where, like, you think you've made it, you know what I mean? And now you're starting to work in the WWE, or work on, you know, getting noticed. You're about to get the Cruiserweight Championship match. They really like you. They got the music behind you. You know Vince likes him probably. And it all comes crashing down and it turns to shit. All because of some sort of semi-bad situation. Just really, really sucks, I guess. And maybe he did it to himself. It seems like he did. He fucked up. I mean, if he put his hands on a woman, you know, if he did something like that to her, I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know. I've never put a girl in a headlock out of anger. You know what I mean? I put Leah in a headlock, but it was messing around, giving her a noogie or something. You know what I mean? Like, who put, you know, so, I don't know. But WWE's going to be careful. You know what I mean? All this shit that is going on out there, they have a lot of pressure on them because of the climate of the world, climate of everything that's been going on. Things are fucked up. And when we get back after this commercial break, we're going to talk about the Fastlane card. I'm going to tell you what I think about this shit tonight, okay? You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show, guys, and we are brought to you by NorthJewelry.com and, of course, WrestleCrate.com. Use coupon code JOESENTME to get a percentage off of your WrestleCrate. We're also brought to you by the Weekly Leaderboard. People making this show possible, of course, Brian Himmelfarb, Schleppy, Renegade, Joe Compton, The Goon, D-Moon, Scott McKinnon, Joe Cronin's Cock Must Win, Schleppy, Bry Guy, and Shell. The top 10 weekly donators this week supporting the show, plus all of our patrons that make this show possible as well. Without you, we wouldn't be doing videos like this right now. So special shout out to the patrons as well over on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, where you don't just support the show, you also get a bunch of extra bonus shows and stuff on top of it. So shout out to Brian Himmelfarb, Ingy, Nikki T, Noah, Justin McNeil, Drunken Stupid, Null Death, Nick Wolf, Legacy Asher, Brett Rutland, and Liz McDaniel, among many others. Those are some of the top contributors and supporters on Patreon over the years. Now, in just a second, we'll be back with more of The Joe Cronin Show.
More of The Joe Cronin Show after this. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
On YouTube.
You guys can follow me on all my social media outlets. Of course, most of those links are in the description box down below of most YouTube videos, so feel free to check those out. Lots of interaction over there. We'll be announcing a Facebook exclusive show coming as well soon, so check that out. Facebook.com/Rage Internet Radio. That is where to find us on Facebook. The links should be down below again. Also on Twitter. Make sure you're on Twitter. I'm always tweeting. We always like when you guys retweet me and like my comments and tweet out at me at Real Joe Cronin. That's at Real Joe Cronin on Twitter. And of course, Instagram too. If you want to get weird on Instagram, I do stuff over there. Instagram.com/Joe Cronin Show. I'm always active a little bit on all these different social media outlets. So if you want to get absolutely everything, make sure you're connected in every single way. And, of course, don't miss out on Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show on your phone, your desktop, wherever you got to go to get it. Don't miss out on, for $1 a month, you get the Corrupted podcast every single week. And so that's pretty cool because it's only $1, and you get to listen to the YouTube show, and you listen to it live on Saturday nights. And, of course, if you're a $2 patron, then you're going to, of course, get the audio download as well. $5 patrons get Morning Madness, which is most weekdays, usually in the morning, uploaded for the $5 patrons. And more and more and more coming on there as well. So jump on Patreon, be a part of the show, and let's do this. And now, let's get back to the show.
Over 50 million views.
Who cares?
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
Brought to you by NorthJewelry.com. and WrestleCrate.com. All right, so Fastlane. Let's go into Fastlane, man. Thank you guys. If you guys have made it this far in the video, down in the comment section below, let's blow up the comment section. Can we just explode my comment section and make things just go fucking apeshit? Everybody in the comment section right now, I want you to write this if you want. If you feel free to write it if you want. I suggest you do. Hashtag Roman Reigns wears a vest. Okay? Hashtag Roman Reigns wears a vest. In the comments down below. Let's see if we can get like fucking 300 comments or something. That'd be crazy. I think I usually get like 30 to 100. But it'd be nice to see just blow it up. Just blow it up. And after you write that hashtag about Roman Reigns down in the comment section down there, what I want you guys to do is I want you to write me your #1 opinion on wrestling right now, or your #1 question on wrestling, whatever it is. If you're wondering something or you want to rant about something, leave it down in the comment section below this video, and we will try to go through it and pick out a few of them and comment on them in the next video. So go ahead and do that if you can. There's your homework, guys. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you don't have to do shit. You can just leave a like if you want, or leave a dislike, or don't do anything and just go back to waxing your carrot like you are. Okay, let's talk about the Fastlane real quick. WWE Championship. Well, we'll get to that last. Let's go Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmella. Who cares, right? I mean, like that's the match that nobody cares about. I don't even care to comment on that match. I'll say Becky Lynch and Naomi win just for the happy factor. That's a preview. That's a pre-show match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev. I obviously would expect Shinsuke Nakamura to win, since he's on his way to WrestleMania, presumably to face AJ Styles. People are going to be chanting Rusev Day. I think it's a mistake. This is something I meant to say, by the way. I know that everyone's demanding that Rusev gets a match or that Rusev appears on cards and stuff like that, but I'm a little bit concerned here. I felt that you should have definitely put Rusev on the show on SmackDown. You know, had a good spot for him the last few weeks on SmackDown, and then had him go up against somebody who doesn't matter, I guess, at this pay-per-view. That way you get Rusev on there, you get the Rusev Day, everybody wants it, give it to them. But, you know, when you got 30% of the crowd at least, or more, chanting Rusev Day over and over again, and he's getting over here with people, and then, you know, they demand a match, that he wants a match, why would you put him up against Shinsuke Nakamura? Because you want Shinsuke Nakamura to really appear as this tough, unbelievable hero, and then also make it known, make it well established that Shinsuke's the good guy. Shinsuke's the really good, impressive guy that everybody's cheering for him. But when you put him up against a guy like Rusev right now, with the run that Rusev is having, sort of with the crowd at least, you know, you're bound to hear, let's go Shinsuke, Rusev Day chants. Why in the world would you want the audience split right now when you're building a guy who possibly may be in the main event of WrestleMania, or at least, at the very least, is main eventing WrestleMania for the WWE Championship? I just think putting him against Rusev is a mistake. I think Rusev versus Baron Corbin would have been more appropriate. You know? That's just me. Everybody boos Corbin. Everybody boos his bald head. Everybody gives him shit. Why not put Rusev against him so everybody can cheer Rusev Day and boo Corbin? Why would you put him against Shinsuke Nakamura where you're going to get conflicting cheers now from the crowd? That kind of diminishes a little bit what Shinsuke Nakamura does. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. The Usos. Uso crazy. I actually hate that. I hate when they say that. But anyway, I haven't slept in a while. We did Corrupted last night on Patreon. Man, and let me, not to move off the topic here, but we did Corrupted last night on Patreon, and my God, we got derailed in the middle of that show. So talk about drama. But if he's watching, man, Blake, we still love you, man, even though that was fucking crazy. And I didn't intend for us to even talk about that, but Bailey brought it up, man. We had to go there once he brought it up. But I had a fun time. Corrupted was 2.5 hours last night. So if you pay $1 a month on Patreon, you got your money's worth last night. I'll tell you that much. Plus, it was episode number 39 of Corrupted. So next week on Corrupted, it's episode 40. We made it to 40 episodes of Corrupted. That's a whole hell of a lot more than Beer Goons made it to. And we know why that is. Bobby Roode. Oh, no, let's go to the Usos. The Usos versus the New Day. I think the Usos should retain here. I don't know if they will, but they definitely should. They should definitely go to the WrestleMania with those tag team belts. I don't know who they're going to face. If this feud will continue, I would expect the WWE really has nothing else planned for the tag team division here, so I expect this feud to continue, unfortunately, at WrestleMania. Therefore, you know, the Usos probably will win tonight, but via some kind of disqualification or some kind of BS, I would imagine. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're setting up the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers. I take it back. I'm a dumbass. Yeah, they're probably setting up the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers. So, and then perhaps, I guess, the Usos will just win clean, which is surprising. In a way with what New Day had done and was doing. But New Day doesn't need to win. They probably see it that way. I think the New Day situation is winding down. To me, I don't know if they're selling a bunch of shit still. Like maybe then we're fine. But then again, they broke the Shield up when they were doing well. So all bets are off at that point. So okay, so the Usos are gonna win. They may just win convincingly. They may just win legit win. I thought they'd cheat or something, but then we would need another match to happen. So maybe not. Unless they're planning on a triple threat tag team at WrestleMania, which will make me, man, they could be doing a triple threat, and I don't like that. But I'm gonna assume there's no triple threat because I hate that idea. So I'm just gonna say Usos versus Bludgeon Brothers. Therefore, Usos get the win tonight. But it does smell of a triple threat could happen because then there's nothing for New Day to do. United States Championship match: Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. Depending on how invested in this match Randy Orton is, it could be terrible. Oh, God, that hurt. So I think that, I don't know, man. I think that these two are going to end up facing each other again at WrestleMania, probably. Unless... So, I mean, I think it is possible that Randy Orton wins the belt tonight. And then Bobby Roode chases it back, gets a rematch at WrestleMania. I think that's very possible. So tonight, I'm going to go ahead and say that tonight at Fastlane, I think that actually Randy Orton is going to defeat Bobby Roode for the belt. I think he's going to go heel in some way. I hope he does because he's boring as hell right now. I think Bobby Roode is the one that needs to go heel. So the only other thing I could see is Randy Orton winning the belt straight up tonight, and then Bobby Roode going heel on Orton as he leads into his rematch at WrestleMania. I don't know. I think one of these two guys has to go heel, though. They're both kind of boring where they are right now. I would say that I enjoy Bobby Roode more, believe it or not, on the microphone than Randy Orton. But as far as on the mic goes and everything, I'm pretty bored by both of them. I mean, obviously, you know, Bobby Roode has an amazing entrance. I like Bobby Roode in the ring. Randy Orton's a great, wonderful wrestler as well. But right now, I've just seen it all with these guys. So we need one of them to go heel. And if one of them goes heel and goes badass, that's going to make them better. Because both of these guys, I think, are a 6 out of 10 face. I'm not that into these guys as faces. I'm not into Bobby Roode as a face as much as I'm into him as a heel. I'm not into Randy Orton as a face as much as a heel. I think Orton needs it more, but I can't even believe that Bobby Roode came into the company or came into the main roster face anyway. So I'm like, Bobby Roode should have never been face, and Randy Orton should never have been face this long. But the RKO is so over with the out of nowhere thing that they sort of just had to keep him face. But I think the out of nowhere thing has finally run its course. I don't think it's such an internet craze anymore like it was at the time. I think that's kind of died down. So I think now Orton needs something, make him heel. If he can be invested in the damn thing. I don't know if it's... Then again, if I was Orton there every day or every week, and this writing, I was watching the writers of what they're writing and the booking that was going on, I would probably just mail it in myself too. Like, okay, well, boss, what do you want me to do? RKO him? Okay, sounds good. Whatever. Okay. You know, I mean, there's no fun or excitement right now. It's terrible. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Charlotte Flair versus Ruby Riott. Obviously, I think that Charlotte Flair is going to win. I also think it's highly possible that Asuka shows up, but maybe not. Maybe I'm missing something, a part to the piece of the puzzle. But, you know, we think it is going to be Asuka versus Charlotte, so I think Ruby Riott will probably get put away here by Charlotte. You may even see Charlotte team up with Asuka to take on Ruby Riott's team in a buddy-buddy thing leading into WrestleMania, which I hate those things, but it's possible that could happen. Hope it doesn't. AJ Styles versus John Cena. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin. Oh, that's right. Baron Corbin's in that match, so he couldn't have been in my Rusev plan earlier. There's people lighting up the comments probably. Baron Corbin's in the main event, dummy. It is 8:50 in the morning with no sleep on my end, so I am stupid. So, yeah, well, obviously, you would have had to insert somebody else in there. Maybe Mike Bennett. Maybe Mike Bennett versus Rusev. How about that? Could have just had Mike Bennett take the pin. How about Ty Dillinger? Two guys that I love that aren't on TV. And Rusev Day can't even barely get love. Well, at least he's on the pay-per-view, though. Six-pack challenge. WWE Championship six-pack challenge. I think this is a showcase for AJ Styles to beat everybody. And everybody really thinks that Owens and Zayn are going to have a fight, and then they will lead to their WrestleMania match. But now it's being said by certain news outlets that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to end up being in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And if that's the case, it would probably come down to those two at the end. And then they would have like a one-on-one thing, and then somebody would win. I don't like that. I think WWE would just be doing it because they didn't have time to fill another spot, because they had to have the Battle Royal for some reason, and then whatever. I would actually rather have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a one-on-one, like anything goes, whatever the hell match, than watch the Battle Royal. So that's how I feel about that. And what do you guys think? I'm gonna be doing a live review, a preview later on anyway, I think. So we'll be talking about it then and shit like that. It's all good. I gotta get out of here. It's been a long day at night. But I love the shit out of you guys. If you guys give a shit, support me and check out all the bonus content. There's just fucking buttloads of it over on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Come on over to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Download the app. Check out last night's episode of Corrupted Podcast. And check out all 60 episodes of my morning show, Morning Madness. $5 a month to get Morning Madness and everything else. Alright guys, I'll see you tonight for the Fastlane review. My name is Joe Cronin. This is Joe Cronin Show. Leave your comments, questions, likes, hashtags, whatever. Follow me on Twitter at RealJoeCronin. Follow me on Facebook. Facebook.com/RageInternetRadio. And, yeah, we're bye.